Welcome to the Heat Pump Nation and our video titled Talking About Heat Pumps with Customers. My name's Jonathan Moscatello and I'm a contractor specializing in heat pumps. For this video, I've teamed up with my friends at Franklin Energy to share some tips on talking with customers about heat pumps, especially in those cases where a heat pump is new technology for the homeowner. This video was originally produced for the Comfortable Home Rebates program of Pacific Gas and Electric, with production support from Daikin, a leading manufacturer of heat pumps. If you don't know about Daikin and their many heat pump products, check out daikinac.com. Being able to talk with customers about heat pumps is an essential skill that each HVAC person will need to master. Your success in HVAC sales and support will depend on being able to clearly communicate the following three things: what heat pumps are, how they work to produce comfort and savings, and the reasons why homeowners should seriously consider a heat pump. Success isn't just about mastering these three talking points, but also mastering the manner in which you speak them. Customers will respond positively to your enthusiasm and confidence. And since the ultimate goal is to instill confidence and trust in your recommendation of a heat pump, what you say and how you say it is equally important. Ideally, the homeowner will see you as an expert and trusted advisor in heat pumps, which I hope to help you become in the weeks and months ahead. I want to begin by sharing a basic concept called the path to purchase. This concept is designed to teach you what it is like to buy a heat pump from the customer's perspective. It shows the journey a customer needs to go through in order to buy a heat pump. Using this concept can help you be prepared to talk with homeowners about heat pumps. Specifically, the right things to talk about and at the right time. Knowing what to talk about and when is important because in markets where heat pumps are not frequently sold, most homeowners will not yet be aware of heat pumps. Even if homeowners are hearing about heat pumps from their utilities or from others, if they don't already heat, cool, or make hot water with one, homeowners are not yet sufficiently aware of heat pumps to begin demanding them or seeking them out in the marketplace. This lack of awareness and experience needs to be taken into account when you begin talking with customers about heat pumps. To help overcome the lack of homeowner awareness of heat pumps, I created a concept called the path to purchase. My wife and I have used this path to purchase concept successfully at our company for many years. In fact, it has helped dozens of contractors to define their heat pump sales and marketing strategy. Basically, the concept works like this. Selling a heat pump involves offering something that is new and different to a homeowner. And because of this, the homeowner undergoes a bit of a journey before buying a heat pump. This journey involves moving from where they are with no real awareness or interest in heat pumps to an endpoint where they feel ready to purchase a heat pump. The first step in the path to purchase involves becoming aware of a heat pump. Awareness includes knowing a product's name and having some basic knowledge about what the product is used for. The homeowner's journey must start with awareness because a person can't buy a product if they're not aware it exists. Imagine if someone approached you and said, "Hi, please give me some money and I will give you this new thing that you have never heard of and you don't know what it's used for." You would expect to hear no thanks, right? Given this reality, the first step in any heat pump purchase is to create awareness for the buyer of what a heat pump is, what it does, and a simple statement about why they should care. The second step in the path to purchase involves helping the homeowner gain experience with a heat pump. After awareness, the homeowner's journey must involve a deeper understanding or even some first-hand experience with a heat pump. This step is important because heat pumps cost some money. In my market, a heat pump starts at around $4,000 and goes up in price from there. We cannot expect a homeowner to spend $4,000 or more based on only awareness of a heat pump. If you are selling a small appliance that costs under $250, you could reasonably expect a homeowner to give a new and different product a try, simply based on having gained awareness of it. However, because heat pumps are relatively expensive, we know that homeowners will need to have a deeper understanding or familiarity with heat pumps before they will consider buying one. We provide this experience using simple communication tools involving images, examples, and testimonials. The third step in the path to purchase involves connecting a heat pump with a homeowner's existing hurt, need, or want. After a homeowner has become aware and sufficiently experienced with a heat pump, they must come up with a use for one in their daily life. Ideally, this intended use has some powerful emotion connected to it, such as an immediate need in their home, or a strong desire to improve the home with new or better technology, or possibly a pain point in which the heat pump can be a perfect solution. This step in the homeowner journey is important, again, because a homeowner typically won't spend $4,000 or more on a product if they haven't connected it with either a painful problem in their home or an unmet need or want. Thankfully, HVAC contractors typically connect their products with an existing homeowner hurt, need, or want in order to upsell into premium HVAC products. Therefore, many contractors already have this muscle. They just need to train it in the talking points related to heat pumps. And in this, I'm speaking about the features, benefits, and value propositions that can position a heat pump to satisfy a homeowner's hurts, needs, or wants. The fourth and final step along the path to purchase involves using an incentive or financing offer to help close the sale. Incentives and/or financing are a powerful part of the homeowner's journey and are used to move the customer into a point of purchase. For my wife and I, understanding that a financing offer or rebate fits into the end of the path to purchase has been very important. Why? Originally, we held a false belief that rebates and financing entice people to purchase and therefore will help generate leads. This may be true for products that a homeowner is experienced with and when the homeowner is actively in the market for a product. However, for products that are new and different, like heat pumps, a homeowner will have no awareness and no experience with it. Therefore, we can't expect them to be searching in the market for it. And it is for these reasons that when selling new and different products, the incentive or financing offer is only useful at the end of the path to purchase. After a homeowner is aware of the product, understands what it does, and has aligned it with an existing hurt, need, or want. In this case, the financing helps remove a barrier to purchase, while a rebate works to incentivize the customer to purchase now. In your sales and marketing work for heat pumps, if you keep the path to purchase in mind, it will prove very useful, because knowing where a customer is along the path to purchase helps you tailor your language and talking points to what is appropriate for the homeowner at that time. In addition, knowing where the customer is along the path can help you choose the appropriate topics to talk about too. Now that we understand a typical path to purchase for heat pumps, we can talk about what to say and when to say it within the context of a heat pump sale. If you want to offer a customer a heat pump and they do not currently heat, cool, or make hot water with one, the first thing to do is to ask them if they're even interested in learning about something new and different. This approach is called getting permission, and it works well because it helps customers be prepared to think about something new and different, like a heat pump. Here is an example of getting permission. Mrs. Jones, would you be interested in learning about a new way to heat and cool your home, which is becoming very popular? This phrase works because it is a yes or no question, while still communicating with confidence and enthusiasm. If the customer says no, then don't proceed with an offer of a heat pump, at least not yet. However, if they say yes to learning about something new and different, then we move on to helping them become aware of a heat pump. Awareness is all about teaching what a product looks like, its name, and sharing some basic knowledge about what the product is used for. Here is an example. One of the best new technologies for heating, cooling, and water heating is a heat pump. A new generation of heat pumps are being produced which offer greater comfort and performance while not producing greenhouse gases. In many cases, they also cost less to operate too. And because they use the most current technologies, they tend to be much quieter when they operate. Modern heat pumps come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes, so they can work just about anywhere. In fact, heat pumps are the leading choice all over the world, in the hottest places and the coldest places, because they offer the best comfort for the lowest operating costs. You will notice that these words keep it simple and speak to heat pumps in general terms. At this point along the path to purchase, be sure not to go deep and do not use technical jargon. Finally, use as few words as possible so that the customer can have the headspace to react to what you've said. Look for signs that indicate that they are interested in learning more, such as an affirmative head nod or an interested facial expression. If the customer seems generally positive toward what you've said, pause and give them a chance to ask a question. They may be a bit unsure of what to ask you, and if this is the case, we will use a primer question that will help move us to the next step along the path to purchase. Step 2 in the path to purchase is called gaining experience. In this part of the journey, we are helping the customer learn more about a heat pump and using practical examples. As before, we use enthusiasm and simple language to communicate. The goal is to make heat pumps feel real and familiar. A great way to do this is to ask them, "Did you know you are already living with a heat pump in your home?" You can go on to explain that refrigerators are a modern heat pump. They remove heat from the inside and transfer it to the outside. And every so often, they reverse this operation to bring heat from the outside and move it to the inside. For refrigerators, they do this to melt any ice buildup from the interior of the freezer. This shifting between heating and cooling happens automatically. You don't even hear it or know it's happening, but it works beautifully. At this point, you can show pictures of the equipment employed in a modern heat pump system and compare them to the parts of a refrigerator. Just point to the images and use terms like compressor, transfer of heat, hot and cold, and refrigerant. It's important to use descriptions that speak glowingly about heat pumps, like this. With a heat pump, we transfer energy from the outside and move it to the inside, making your home cozy and comfortable. If this sounds over the top, good. We want to leave a lasting impression with the homeowner. After you have helped the customer gain a deeper understanding by covering the equipment involved in a heat pump, move on to talk about the experience living with a heat pump. Here, we concentrate on how heat pumps make homeowners comfortable and how much they cost to operate. You will need some communications tools that help discuss operating costs. You will also need some testimonials from satisfied customers to support your claims about comfort. I am a huge fan of using videos and simplified handouts to support any claims I make. I use these tools to make proof points. which are supporting statements or documents that back up what you say. My experience is that most homeowners, if they like you and trust you, will believe what you say if you can support your claims with some proof. I have found that a combination of simple videos and handouts works best. Here is an example of a testimonial video that I made in which my customer explains how much they like their heat pump and their experience using it. Making this video was relatively easy and low cost. I selected a local video production company after seeing several testimonial-style videos they made for other contracting companies. After identifying a few of my customers who I thought would be both willing to help me and who would also be good on camera, I spent a day with my vendor shooting video. The producer did the rest. The project was so successful that several local utilities paid me to use the footage in their own videos, which is why this example looks like it comes from a utility. Here is an example handout, and I use it to support claims that heat pumps cost the same or less to operate than other types of heating, cooling, and water heating. What you see is the cost of operation to produce 100,000 BTUs of heat, with each bar representing all of the combination of fuels and equipment typically used. To create these numbers, I used a spreadsheet provided by a utility program in my area and plugged in the current fuel costs. The numbers are accurate and clearly show that a heat pump is the best value in terms of operating cost. Depending on your area, the numbers will change somewhat due to the different cost of fuels. Here are a couple of tips for using proof points. If supporting videos are too long or use a complicated narrative, they will be counterproductive. Similarly, a simple handout showing a very basic cost of operation will suffice. If you make a complicated video or handout, homeowners will spend time trying to pick apart your claim instead of focusing on the proof point you're trying to make. The goal is to prove the points you make, that heat pumps make people comfortable and cost the same or less to operate. Don't make a video or handout that is very in-depth because you're not trying to replace your sales work with a video or handout. Remember, simple is better and keep it short and sweet. Let's move on to step 3 in the path to purchase, which involves connecting a heat pump with an existing homeowner hurt, need, or want. In this part of the journey, we help the homeowner see a heat pump as a perfect solution to something that they either want for their home, such as a home improvement idea that they are excited about, or something they feel they need to do in their home, such as fix an uncomfortable room or provide conditioning to an addition. Or finally, a solution to a problem they experience in the home which is significant enough to be causing them stress or concern. We call this a hurt, and it is different from a need or want in that the customer will have some degree of urgency to fix the problem. As always, we use enthusiasm and simple statements to communicate. However, now we get targeted in terms of describing what a heat pump can do for the homeowner. Of course, this assumes that you know what kinds of hurts, needs, and wants the customer may have. So at some time during your sales call, you would need to have a meaningful conversation with the customer that is designed to uncover their hurts, needs, and wants. So be sure that your sales process includes a discovery of the homeowner hurts, needs, and wants. You do need to know them before you take the customer down the path to purchase. If you are at all concerned that a homeowner might not have hurts, needs, and wants that you can address with a heat pump, let me give you something to think about. A study commissioned by a utility program found that 67% of homeowners are unsatisfied with their current heating and cooling system. These findings are consistent with others that have been conducted nationally over the decades. There are a lot of homeowner hurts, needs, and wants, and they fall into a few general categories: high operating costs, hot and cold spots in the home that create discomfort, reliability, and difficulty in finding a contractor to work on home improvements. Knowing these general categories of homeowner hurts, needs, and wants can help us get prepared with value propositions for heat pumps, which can address homeowners' pain points, needs, and wants. So let's explore some heat pump value propositions. One of the key areas that homeowners feel pain around is high operating cost of their current heating, cooling, and water heating equipment. These costs can be so high that they cannot afford to be comfortable in their home. In these cases, I suggest you use cost of operation to talk about how a heat pump can be a solution to high operating costs. I have found that cost of operation provides a very effective proof point to a claim that heat pumps offer homeowners more comfort for less money. Other costs, such as installed cost and length of time that it takes to pay back the investment of a heat pump, can be very counterproductive towards a sale for some homeowners. For those homeowners that feel the need to dive deep into payback analysis, I suggest you let them figure out payback on their own, while we focus on the many benefits that modern heat pumps can offer. We spoke about cost of operation earlier when I showed you the handout that I used to demonstrate lower operating costs. So let's focus on how modern heat pumps make homeowners comfortable. Here are the value propositions I use when talking to homeowners. Number 1, unlike earlier generations of heat pumps, today's modern heat pumps produce cozy, comfortable heating and dry and cool air conditioning. They use technological improvements to ensure that they only produce hot discharge air in the winter and cool, comfortable air conditioning in the summer. Another is, today's modern heat pumps can vary their capacity. This means on mild days, when only a small amount of heating or cooling is needed, they can reduce their operations to match what is needed to keep you most comfortable. On extreme days, they ramp up to produce all that you need. We call this modulation, and it saves energy and improves your comfort. Or another is, thanks to all their modern improvements, today's heat pumps are incredibly quiet. This makes them a wonderful addition to the home. They improve the total comfort of your home both in temperature and in sound. And finally, modern heat pumps operate using a more intelligent design. Instead of turning on and off all day, as dictated by a central thermostat, they operate at a low level continuously to produce even temperatures throughout the home. Homeowners are hungry for home improvement ideas, and the home improvement marketplace is a target-rich environment with an enormous opportunity for contractors. In an earlier video, I talked about the home improvement market for heat pumps, but here are a few heat pump value propositions that can be used with a homeowner who is looking to improve their home. Number 1, heat pumps are a modern technological marvel that can reduce or eliminate the greenhouse gas emissions produced by your home. Heat pumps run on electricity, and they are an incredibly efficient appliance when compared with other forms of heating, cooling, and water heating. Here's another. One of the quickest and easiest home improvements is installing a heat pump. In a half day, you can transform a room into your favorite part of the home. And then here's another. Modern heat pumps are used throughout the world because they provide exceptional comfort while using less energy. They are produced by many of the world's leading electronics brands, and they are renowned for their cool features, superior performance, and reliability. And finally, when renovating or remodeling, a heat pump is a modern marvel that is a must-have for any project. It's possible to transform a single room or an entire house while improving comfort and enjoyment. Armed with a value proposition or two for all of the typical homeowner hurts, needs, and wants, I am certain you will be successful at getting a customer to take your offer of a heat pump seriously. Once you have a customer interested in a heat pump, the final step in the path to purchase involves moving the customer toward close using financing and incentives. In my experience, there is no better closing tool than a great rebate or financing offer. Rebates and financing are different tools, and it is worth mentioning how and why they work. Financing helps remove barriers and make it easy to buy a heat pump in the short run. If a homeowner goes through the whole path to purchase process and has decided they would like to purchase a heat pump, the financing offer can make it such that they can agree to purchase a heat pump immediately. If you have some doubts, check this out. A utility program surveyed buyers in the market for a heat pump and found out that when a sales proposal includes a financing offer, it is 68% more likely to be accepted. Now let's talk about rebates and the two ways they work as a closing tool. Rebates can help close sales more quickly. We call this creating urgency. If a rebate expires soon, the homeowner will feel compelled to act now, before the rebate goes away. And the size of the rebate is directly related to the amount of urgency the rebate can create. Another way which rebates help us is by creating an enticement. For this reason, I call rebates candy, because everyone loves candy and very few can turn it down when offered. If they are communicated with enthusiasm and confidence, a rebate can make it much easier to say yes to your offer of a heat pump. Let me share a few ways to communicate rebates and financing that I have found work well. The first is, and the heat pump offer we just spoke of qualifies for a $500 rebate from the electric utility. I've made sure to design and select a system that will qualify for this rebate because I wanted to make sure you didn't miss out on this valuable resource. The second method is, if you want to get started on your project today, we can see if you qualify for financing. This way, you can enjoy all the benefits of a heat pump immediately and take advantage of the rebate being currently offered too. I'd hate to see you miss out on the rebate and all the benefits of a modern heat pump. Now, these are by no means all of the heat pump value propositions available to you. As you learn more about heat pumps and choose a specific brand or two to sell, be sure to learn about all of the features and benefits of the brand. This way, you can take some of the features of the brand you sell and make them useful for homeowner hurts, needs, and wants that you come across in your market. Okay, let's move on to overcoming objections. Once you have successfully addressed the homeowner's hurts, needs, and wants with your offer of a heat pump, now the real fun begins. It's time to draw out and handle the objections that a homeowner will naturally have. I say naturally have because a certain percentage of homeowners will be apprehensive of a heat pump. Remember, heat pumps are new and different technology to most homeowners, and the cost is significant too. Therefore, you should be prepared and even expect a homeowner to say, "I need to think about it." That's why you need to be prepared with objection handling skills. I found a model for handling objections that I use every day of my life. Using this model makes me more polite and a more helpful person, especially in my work life. When a customer objects to our offer of a heat pump, I think it is our job to help them resolve the objections that are resolvable. In doing so, we are likable and helpful, in addition to being an expert and trusted advisor. When a customer shares an objection, we begin by, number 1, expressing gratitude. If they say, "I need to think about it," we say, "Thanks for sharing that." and then we go on to step number 2. In step 2, we empathize, in which we relate to their objection in a supportive way, such as, "No, I get it. It's a big decision, and I want to help support you in thinking it through." Next, in step 3, we ask a clarifying question to get them to express just what it is that they are thinking about or hung up on. For example, "Was there something in particular you are thinking about or hung up on?" Then we stay quiet and let them sort through their feelings. Eventually, they will tell us what is really on their mind. In step 4, show value, we talk through what they have just told us is on their mind or stuck on, and which is preventing them from getting a heat pump. Let's imagine the customer says something like, "I'm just not sure a heat pump will work." To this objection, we have some great info we can provide them that shows our value. So here's what we would say. "I understand what you are feeling. You don't have a heat pump, so you're not yet experienced with the kind of comfort and savings they can produce. But can I share something with you? There is a survey conducted by a utility rebate program where they asked people who installed a modern heat pump how satisfied they were with their purchase." Then we go on to step 5, provide proof and references, where we say, 91% of respondents said they were very or extremely satisfied. These are the 2 answers at the highest end of the survey's satisfaction scale. In fact, this level of satisfaction compares with some of the most popular consumer products of all time. And each one of those respondents was new to a heat pump just like you, and were unsure about it at first too. Objection handling using this model is a kindness to the homeowner in that you are helping them talk through their questions and put words to the feelings they have. Consider this. The average number of times a homeowner purchases HVAC in their lifetime is 1.1. Therefore, you can't expect that homeowners know how to talk about heating, cooling, and water heating. The objection handling process I just showed you, when combined with soft closes like, "Well, what do you think?" and "We can get you scheduled for next week," can be helpful to get people talking. And when you use gratitude, empathy, and clarifying questions, it makes this process truly helpful for the homeowner, while increasing the likelihood that you get the sale. We talked through a lot of communication skills and tips in this video. And after watching it, I hope you feel like you can do this. In closing, I suggest that you start building your heat pump communication skills today. Try starting with just one heat pump system and application, and grow from there. You will find that with a little effort, you can quickly develop your ability to take a customer down the path to purchase. If you pick a product and get to know it, your vocabulary and ease of talking about heat pumps will grow quickly. Keep it simple to start and develop the tools you need and the value propositions that you are comfortable with. One last item will help you gain mastery quickly, and that is to install a heat pump or heat pump water heater in your own home. There is nothing like first-hand experience to help you leap ahead in expertise. And then you can say to a homeowner, "At first I was unsure about heat pumps too, but after I installed one in my own home, I was so satisfied. The comfort is truly exceptional and the low cost of operation is for real." Thank you for watching this video. If you've liked what you've heard, please be sure to let us know by hitting the like button, and please consider sending us a comment or suggestion. And also be sure to check out the other videos in this series.